The EPA tries to roll back the Good Neighbor plan. It was initiated under former President Biden. This program required 23 states to reduce industrial emissions. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin joins me now. Sir, are you rolling back these emission rules completely? If you roll them all the way back, that's a real big deal, isn't it?
What we're doing is advancing cooperative federalism. What the Biden administration did was, instead of having state implementation plans where the state is producing their own plan and the federal government works with the state, instead the federal government under the Biden EPA did a federal implementation plan, a one-size-fits-all approach for all of these states, and took that shot at federalism and not working with the states. One of the key pillars for President Trump at the EPA under his watch is to be advancing these state implementation plans and working with these states all across the country. The first shot, by the way, at the Good Neighbor rule was the Supreme Court. The Good Neighbor plan, as the Biden EPA pushed out, was immediately challenged, and there's been all sorts of legal issues with the approach. But we want to work with states more, not less.
Would the bottom line be more CO2 emissions?
No, we're not. That's not our objective here. We believe that we can accomplish very similar goals of being able to reduce emissions, to be able to clean our air by working directly with states as opposed to just telling them what they are going to do for them, making those decisions for them. We don't think that's the right approach.
Okay. Mr. Administrator, you and Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler, you met with Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass earlier this week. I understand you discussed changes in the permitting rules to allow a faster recovery from the wildfires. What did the mayor say to you?
We had a really good meeting, a great visit. It was with the LA County Supervisor, Catherine Barger. Then we met with the LA Mayor, Karen Bass, and her team. We met with residents of the Palisades and victims of the Eaton fire as well. And there's a lot that goes into this. On the permitting front, there are a whole lot of people, thousands of people who just haven't rebuilt. There are many who haven't even submitted their applications yet. There are others who have submitted their applications and they're waiting for approvals. A big issue that we got a whole lot of extra color and context on, and speaking to residents, is that there are some insurance companies that are really dragging their policyholders through the mud. It's taking way too long, requiring way too much information, and then underpaying on a policy, which is really setting back the effort of that policyholder to have the resources to be able to rebuild. So there's a lot to it. Permitting is one component. The insurance, rental assistance, but I would also say preventing this from ever happening again, learning lessons that the state should have learned beforehand on water flow, on forest management and fire prevention. There's a lot here the president wants to, the focus has been on federal equities. Now the president wants us to just break through whatever local logjams exist on behalf of these victims, and we're happy to do it.
Good stuff. Lee Zeldin, EPA Administrator, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you, sir.